Hugh Edwards.
Now, there is a golden rule when it comes to the people who devise and organise these great ceremonies, because there's a range of possibilities here. You can do something very special, and that golden rule is not to waste any opportunity at all. So there's an opportunity this evening to say something to the world about the great city of Glasgow, to say something compelling and exciting. There's an opportunity to say something about Scotland, the nation, and let's face it, it's a very, very important year for the people of Scotland. There's an opportunity too to say something about the Scottish character and the Scottish sense of humour. We mustn't expect an event on the scale and on the budget of London 2012. But I think we can say it's going to be playful, it's going to be eccentric, and I'm very confident it'll be a fantastic start to the 20th Commonwealth Games. Let's look forward to it.
Just come backstage, because this is where loads of the volunteers are hanging out, and 90% of the performers you see tonight are doing this for no pay at all. They've taken time off their real jobs. They are volunteers. And Susie and James here, you're going to be athletes marshals. What's it like?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, the camaraderie here and the people and the friends that we've made is just, oh, it's just absolutely amazing. And it's going to be a great night. It's going to be fantastic. And I hope everybody really, really enjoys themselves as much as we're enjoying putting it on for Glasgow.
I'm loving the bright colours. I could almost be one of you. And James, how long have you been rehearsing?
About 3 weeks now, and it's been pretty intense. To learn all the moves, to learn the different parts that they want to put together, trial and error, see what fits, see what works, and what we've got sorted out for tonight is going to rock Glasgow right off the place of the air. Oh, yeah.
You can tell everybody really excited about it. Are you nervous at all?
A wee bit. You can't not be, but I think it's the adrenaline buzz that really gets you going. And yeah, we're going to be partying all night tonight.
Good. Listen, good luck to all of you. And listen, let's be thankful for the weather, because doing this in the pouring rain wouldn't be nearly as much fun. But don't they look great?
And thanks, Claire. What a response from the volunteers. Over 50,000 of them stepped forward at the start of the process, and that was more than the combined total who volunteered at the last 2 games in Delhi and Melbourne. Tonight, 1,500 of them will be performing in the opening ceremony, and their big moment is about 50 minutes away. And the start of the ceremony will also signal the closing stages of the Queen's Baton Relay after a journey which adds up to the equivalent of more than 4 times around the world. These were shots this morning from Kelvin Grove in Glasgow as the baton entered its 288th and final day. This is its 40th day travelling around Scotland. It's on its way to Celtic Park after passing through thousands and thousands of pairs of hands in every country in the Commonwealth. And the BBC's Mark Beaumont has been there every step of the way with it.
The Queen's Baton began its long journey in the Indian city of Delhi, the last host city and capital of the most populous country in the Commonwealth. From there, it travelled on through the vibrant nations of South Asia, Singapore and Malaysia. Before arriving in Oceania and Australia, a country that has staged the Games 4 times. The tour then continued onto the remote island nations of the Pacific, from the natural beauty and splendour of Tuvalu to the sporting powerhouses of Samoa and New Zealand. After 67 days in the Pacific, the Baton travelled thousands of miles across the globe to Africa, where Sierra Leone was the first of 18 countries it visited on its journey through the continent, through Uganda, Rwanda and Tanzania, and then onto the island paradise of the Seychelles. The Baton ended its journey in southern Africa, before embarking on an epic trip across the Atlantic. Guyana welcomed the Queen's Baton on day 146 of its worldwide journey, as it continued onto the shimmering waters of the Caribbean, visiting 16 nations and territories across the region. Belize became the 58th country visited on the tour, before the baton headed out to sea to North America and Canada, where the games began back in 1930. It was then on to Europe, from the Mediterranean to the Channel Islands, and then north to this famous city on the Clyde. 70 nations and territories, 118,000 miles, 288 days, worth waiting for.
Well, it was you, Chris, who really got the ball rolling. You were the first baton bearer on the 9th of October last year. And having seen all these pictures coming back from all over the world, how do you read how it's touched